Hi, everybody. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. I hope if you're doing the Stop Fixing Yourself 30-day challenge, it's going well. You figured out some stuff that you haven't done in a long time that you'd like to do, stuff that you love and you're really good at and stuff that you enjoy and to find things to celebrate about yourself. So I'm really happy and I'm happy, like I said, at the number of people who are participating. I look forward to hearing how everything goes for you guys after the 30 days. Mine is going great. I have a couple of new posts up at my blog. Sometimes I write, and I'm doing a chapter now, so I'm getting my writing done and mostly just relaxing. Tomorrow I'm going to probably spend the day with my mom and my best friend, just laughing and talking, just enjoying life, and stuff, and just enjoying who I am and just doing the stuff that, I want to do and celebrating being me. But today I have something, and, I don't have a plethora of complaints about my life. My life is very good, actually, and stuff. I sometimes have issues when it comes to service stuff, and those are one of my big issues. That's one of my big issues is getting service, good service, wherever I am, or getting people to be, who are, doing a job to do their job and stuff, and sometimes that can really get to me. And, it's like, if you don't want the job, then get another job, and stuff. But don't make people suffer through having to deal with you. And, yesterday I went to my diabetic doctor, and I hadn't been in quite a while and stuff. After my miscarriage, I was just really tentative about going back. For some reason, it was for some reason I felt like I'd be reminded of what happened by going back to the doctor. Well, it was probably worse than I thought. I went to the diabetic doctor. I have she's not a doctor, she's a registered nurse practitioner. And I'm not saying anything about having a registered nurse practitioner. I've had those before. They've been fantastic, many times better than a doctor and stuff. But this woman I've had for a while, and where I go to get my care, they just kind of you get a referral and they assign you someone. You don't get to pick a person and stuff. You don't get to call. Somebody gets assigned to you and stuff. So I was assigned to this woman as a referral for the Diabetes Care Center. And the first meeting we had, I was sort of reticent. She didn't really have that great of a bedside manner. She was just sort of, I don't know. She gave me it was a bad feeling. But I was like, oh, maybe people were having a bad day. I should have knew better. As time has gone on and I've gone to her, I've come to figure out, and for me and for her, I don't really like her at all. And I don't think she really likes me and stuff, which is a problem, and but I don't really like her. And so yesterday, and I've been to her a few times, because many times I would, it would be time for me to go to her, and I just would cancel the appointment because I didn't like her that much. It was so much I didn't like her. I didn't want to go to an appointment with her and stuff. But I need somebody to care for my diabetes, and if you're a person with a chronic illness, you know how important it is to have good, reliable care. Someone you can trust, and someone that you trust has your best interests at heart when it comes to your care. You know how that is. And it can be hard to find sometimes for people with chronic illnesses. And that's why sometimes we're not like other people. I don't jump around from doctor to doctor and stuff. I try to give people a chance because it takes a long time to figure out who I am, what my diabetes is, and how to work with it and stuff. So I don't really like to jump from person to person. So I hadn't seen her in a long time, and it had almost been a year since I'd seen her, because I'd been going to the folks at the diabetic baby doctor, for a long time. Even before I got pregnant, I was going to them and stuff, and they were awesome, fantastic, and stuff. So, but since I had a miscarriage and I had to come back. So yesterday I went, and I had some questions to ask her and stuff. I needed some information, really important information for me. And so my husband also came because he wanted to know also. So my husband was in the office, and I was in the office, and she was doing some things and talking and all this stuff, and we ask her a question, but she kind of just dismisses the question. It's kind of, you know, there's the question, and you know, yeah, she gives a really kind of short, curt answer, and then, and so he's still asking, because my husband asks a lot of questions. He's an engineer, so he asks a lot of questions and a lot of detailed questions. But she didn't really seem like she wanted to be bothered to answer the questions. And then that's when I started feeling like, you know what, maybe it's time for me to go. Maybe it's time for me to leave here and try to find another doctor, because I can't take this anymore. I can't really, at this point, I can't really trust that she cares about me as a patient, and stuff. I don't think she likes me, and stuff. And I don't think, I just can't trust that she cares about me as a patient. So that's like the worst feeling in the world. I mean, the worst is if somebody won't listen, because she doesn't, you talk and you ask her something, and like in the middle of what you're saying, she just talks right over you and stuff. And it's like, you need to listen to what I'm saying. So, but the usual thing is, every time I come to an appointment, it's just what a bad diabetic I am. You need to do this, you need to do that. You're such a bad diabetic, and all this stuff. Now, if you know anything about diabetes, you know that we get called something called a hemoglobin A1C test, and it tells over the last 3 months, how we've been doing with blood sugars and stuff, how we've been managing those and stuff, and what's been happening with those. Well, here lately, they've been a little high, but overall, they've been really good. But of course, she goes into the big spiel of, how I'm totally out of control and blah blah this and blah blah that. And she goes into that spiel every time I'm there, and stuff. And I'm just thinking, okay, whatever. I don't even listen anymore, because I know it's a bunch of crap and stuff, but how I'm this and how I'm that and how I'm the worst diabetic ever. And then she does something that I have to say, I wasn't really sure I heard right, but I did hear right and stuff. So we start talking about the possibility of trying to get pregnant again. And then she goes, oh, no, no, no. And she's done that a couple of times, 2 or 3 times. She's discouraged me from getting pregnant, and stuff. And of course, she wraps it up in kind of, this false care thing, but it's like, I don't think you care about me, so why would you care about pregnancy for me and stuff, but she's done this thing, and I don't know, I can sense stuff. I've been around a long time. I know people. I know what people. I can sense what people are saying, even if they don't say it. It was one of the best skills I had when I was a paralegal. I knew what people meant even when they didn't say stuff. I knew what they meant, and stuff. And I knew how to, then ask questions to sort of get that information out of them. So she starts talking about how I shouldn't have a baby. And like I say, she's done that at least 3 times. She said that to me and stuff. And then she goes on to say how I shouldn't have a child, and blah, blah, this and all this stuff. And I shouldn't be trying to have a child and everything, and I should, wait 3 to 6 months to get my blood sugars under control. And which is kind of weird, because I got my blood sugars under control at the diabetes care. At the diabetes baby doctor. I went in there 6 months before I got pregnant and got blood sugars under control within about a month and stuff. And I remember going there, and I was asking them all the stuff that she said. I said, well, she was saying that I shouldn't be getting pregnant for 3 to 6 months and blah, blah, blah. And they're looking at me like, no. They were like, no, you're fine. As long as you do what it is that we tell you to do, you're fine. You could try right now and stuff, So, and I did. In 6 months, I got, got pregnant, and then ended up having a miscarriage and stuff. And when the miscarriage happened, I was really scared that maybe something I had done with my diabetes had caused the miscarriage. But there at the diabetic baby doctor office, they were like, no, you're really in great control, during this pregnancy. They were always kind of shocked I was in such, I did such a good job at, controlling my blood sugar while I was there. They're like, you're in awesome control, and stuff. And, they're like, no, nothing you did, caused this, it's just sometimes these things happen. So I'm sitting there with her yesterday, and she's talking, and like I say, once again discouraging me from having a baby, which she's done a couple of times. And then she says something, and I swear, like I say, I thought I didn't hear her right, but I did. And then she proceeds to say how somehow my uncontrolled diabetes, which actually wasn't out of control during my pregnancy, but I wasn't going to her. She had no idea and stuff. And even before I got pregnant, it wasn't out of control. How my uncontrolled diabetes caused my miscarriage. At that point, I kind of shut down. I just completely shut down. I completely shut down. And my husband was still asking her questions, and she was talking to me, and I was just kind of I mean, I stopped asking questions. I stopped making comments. I just shut down because at that point I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm out of here. I will never come back to this clinic again. I will never ever see this woman ever again, because to me that was just cruel and insensitive and sort of unnecessary, and stuff. And so, I don't know. I don't really know what the problem she has with me. I don't know if it's cultural insensitivity, because I know that happens. If you're a black person going to the doctor, I'm sure you've had it happen to you, and stuff. This sort of dismissal of you because, as black people, we're nothing but problems. We're problems here, we're problems there. We got these problems, we got that problems. We're just such a burden, and stuff, and I'm a paying customer. I got health insurance and everything, and so, but I don't know, and so after that, and so my husband's still talking, and she does some sort of examination, and then I'm like, she's like, well, I'm gonna, give you this, and because I have gastroparesis, as I've told you before, which is sort of makes it hard for me to digest food, and then she starts making some recommendations that I go on all liquid diet, which is something about eating soups and stews, which my gastroparesis isn't that bad, but whatever, and stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, so and I just took whatever she gave me, some stuff. I went and got a hemoglobin A1C, and really at this point, what they need to be is like 7 for a regular diabetic. For somebody not pregnant, it needs to be 7. And for somebody pregnant, you need to have it at least lower than 6.5 and stuff. But actually, mine was 6.5. And so I was looking at it because they did it in 10 minutes, and the lady brought me out a piece of paper, and it was 6.5. And I thought to myself, every time I come in there, she tells me what a horrible patient I am, what a horrible job I'm doing with my diabetes, and stuff. I say, and other people are telling me different stuff. Nobody else tells me that. No, none of the tests tell me that, nothing. And really, I was trying to talk to her about my thyroid, which she just sort of bluffed off. That's kind of like, well, whatever, and stuff. Yeah, maybe you're having some problems, and I'm just like, I know I'm having some problems because I'm having severe fatigue and putting on weight, because that's what usually happens with thyroid. You have severe fatigue and you put on weight quick, fast, okay, and stuff, and so, but it was just sort of, if I had some questions, it was like, yeah, well, I don't really care about that. Let me just sort of downgrade you about, everything else that you are. Let me figure out. And so I had a conversation with some other folks on Twitter, and people talked about some of their experiences with really bad doctors that don't listen, care providers that don't care, that force you into something while you're saying, no, I don't want to do this, and stuff. People that have no empathy, and really the sort of, indifference and hostility that I got from her and always get from her every time I go there. It's too much. I shouldn't be wondering whether or not the person who's my care provider actually cares about providing good health care for me. And I always wonder that about her, and stuff. And I just figure this is just enough. I've had diabetes 34 years. At this point, I can't be with people playing, or I can't be with people who want to be passive aggressive and got other issues. I don't care. I need somebody that's going to give me the best possible health care and advice that they can give, that's going to listen to me as a patient and take my concerns seriously. If I have a question, they're going to wait and hear me and answer the question and not ignore it, and stuff. And I was like, this woman is the worst care provider. I've had some bad folks in before, but she is the worst one ever. And because I've been going to doctors and hospitals for 34 years, yeah, I've had some folks that I'm just like, for real, like, side eye, and then I'm like, I'm out of there. But since here I can't really change to another provider at that clinic, then I'm just gone. I'm going to another healthcare facility and stuff, and I'm out of there, and stuff, because I just can't take it. I mean, I was talking to my husband, and I told my husband, I said, did you see it? He said, yeah, she's really sort of bitchy, huh? And so I said, she's always like that. I say, and I've expressed to him before how I didn't really like her, how I wasn't really comfortable with her and stuff. I say, yeah, she's always like that. I say, she never seems, she never seems like she wants to be there. That's the feeling I always get. It's like she doesn't want to be there. And I'm thinking, well, if you don't want to be there, do something else and stuff, but she never feels like she wants to be there. And so it's just like, really, and for anybody that does healthcare and stuff like that, it matters. It just, and I know it isn't always easy. And I know, I don't need a doctor to coddle me, and stuff, but she's mean. And I don't mean like tough, tough but caring. Tough but caring I could take. If somebody was like, you know what, I really care about you. She isn't tough but caring. She's hateful. I mean, she's hateful. And, and stuff. And she presents herself as hateful, and uncaring. And so I was just like, why are you in the healthcare, even in the healthcare business and stuff? And so, and like I say, I don't know if it's just me or everybody, but you know what, really, I don't care if it's everybody. Me is enough. And I'm out of here. I'm going somewhere else. I'm going to make sure that I interview. Somebody made a suggestion that I interview my next doctor. I will be doing so. I told my husband, and he was like, oh yeah, he's like, yeah, you need to find somebody else. He's like, it's not even worth it, because I have to actually cross town in traffic to get to this facility and stuff. And I'm like, there's a wonderful facility right here by my house, up close to my house without all the traffic. Why am I going down here? Hey, why am I going here for somebody that really doesn't like me? Why am I going there? And stuff. It's not the only hospital facility in Seattle. There are some really wonderful hospital facilities here and wonderful clinics here from other hospitals. So, I was just wondering, why have I been suffering through this for so long and stuff? But just within the last 5 years have I come into sort of empowerment about my health care. Because really, getting a chronic illness and really getting one as a child, you're really sort of trained that whatever the folks say is sort of right. You just do what they say. You don't ask any questions. You don't make any waves and stuff, But here within the last 5 years, I'm just sort of like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to make some waves, and I'm going to ask some questions, and I'm going to demand the best care possible for me, because I'm paying for this. They're not doing me a favor. I'm paying for this, and I need some good care, and I deserve good care. Everybody does, and it's bad enough in this country, a bunch of people are uninsured, but it's worse, it's bad also that if you're insured, you get this sort of, you have a chance to get this sort of flippant, care, and stuff. It's not okay. I shouldn't feel like, I told my husband, I said, I shouldn't feel like when I come out of the doctor's office that I feel like I want to catch her in an alley and beat her down. That is not right. I shouldn't have that feeling. That shouldn't be my compelling feeling about her. And that's the feeling that I had. And so I figured, hey, I don't like her. She don't really like me. Let's do each other a favor and let's just separate. But I tell you what, I'm not a person that just goes out like a sucker. I don't just leave stuff and just, when you've done something really sort of hurtful, and the hurtful things that she said to me yesterday, probably maybe if she wouldn't have said that, I would have just left and been done. But that stuff she said to me yesterday, and the sort of attitude she had with me yesterday, is enough to get the letter, you know, and which is, you know, she'll be getting a letter from me because I've written a letter to her before about some of her passive aggressive stuff when she sent me some passive aggressive letter, and I confronted her about that, and I figured she really started disliking me after that because it was just this really sort of passive aggressive letter, and I was like, don't send this mess to me no more and stuff, you know, and because like I said, I didn't like her anyway, so you know, last thing you need to send to me was some passive aggressive letter, you know, and so she'll be getting a letter about my experience with her, and about what she said, and about her, you know, just being a really crappy care provider. That clinic director will be getting a letter, and also the hospital administration will be getting a letter too, you know, along with the letter that I sent to her, because, you know, somebody needs to either get some training or be fired or reprimanded or something. You know, I feel sorry for anybody else that goes into somebody like that. That's not okay for somebody to make patients feel like that, you know, and stuff. And I don't care how difficult it is to work with some people as patients. I'm sure it is. I'm not a difficult patient. Have never been a difficult patient, you know, and stuff. But, you know, as time goes on, I'm getting more and more demanding and stuff. I'm not asking somebody to cure me of diabetes, you know, and I'm not asking somebody to do everything for me for my diabetes. I can do stuff for my diabetes. I know how to do stuff to make it better. I'm asking for someone to act like they gave a damn about the person that is sitting in their office and that has concerns about their health care. I'm not looking for pills and stuff to cure all my ailments, you know, but I am looking for someone to actually act like, you know, I might actually care about, you know, what you're going through and what's happening with you, you know. So that's my story of really sort of crappy care with my diet, with the diabetic you know, care provider that I had. I really hope it hasn't happened to you, but tell you the truth, if it has, please share some, you know, if you want to share a story and stuff, because like I say, some folks on Twitter shared stories with me about really atrocious care providers and doctors. I mean, really, like, are you for real? And so, you know, and I want people to, you know, I want people to know, what did you do? How did you say something? Did you just, you know, what did you do to make things better next time? What did you do to kind of solve the issues? So like I say, the next doctor I get will be getting a full interview before I decide I'm going to be your patient, because, you know, I'm not just going to be your patient, you know, unless you deserve to have me as your patient. And that's what I'm going to do. So I want to know, you know, what you did, or what you said and stuff. You know, if you've got any information, or if that's ever happened to you, you know, certainly let me know. I'd be interested. I'd be interested to know, and probably so with the other, you know, folks who look at this blog, and, you know, look at this blog and everything, and look at the YouTube channel. Okay. So, and I'll be back in a few minutes with another blog. I've got something else to say to you guys. So I'll talk to you guys in a few more minutes. Okay, bye-bye.